And Health Works, a family pleads for your help tonight. It's not a typical request. They're urging you to help them save an 18-year-old's life. They fear his days are numbered unless someone helps save his life. 18-year-old Wesley Dunchof was enjoying high school in Dothan, Alabama, until he was diagnosed with leukemia.
I was dumbfounded. I couldn't put it in words how I felt.
Wesley has been in Houston fighting for his life at MD Anderson Cancer Center, getting treatments every day for more than 3 months.
His pneumonia keeps progressing worse and worse with each CAT scan. His doctor suggested the need for white blood cell transfusions.
Doctors say the challenge for leukemia patients is usually finding a bone marrow donor. Wesley already has one. The problem is he can't get that life-saving transplant unless he has white blood cells to help him heal from pneumonia.
We have to have at least one donor a day. White blood cell shelf life is very short, so you have to have one donor a day to donate to him.
They're not actually white, as you might expect. These white blood cells drip life into Wesley's body. But this is the end of the line unless many people come forward. Though Wesley's family donated the maximum amount allowed, he refuses to give up hope.
So tell me about this mustard seed. I feel so honored that Wesley gave me one of these.
He's got such an awesome faith.
The Bible says if you had the faith the size of a grain of mustard seed, God can move a mountain. So I just keep that in my mind and keep it in my pocket.
He shares that faith with other patients, like little Parker.
He's glad it's him that's having to go through this and not someone else.
I want to go home and have family. That's what I've always wanted, is to have a wife and kids.
He's so brave, and you can help him live up to his dreams. He also wants to go to college and get a good job. Anyone can donate in Wesley's name, regardless of blood type, race, gender, or age. All white blood cells are the same. To help save his life, please call MD Anderson at 713-792-7777. A teenager getting treatment at MD Anderson Cancer Center here in Houston needs your help to save his life. We first brought you Wesley Dunchof's story last night on Fox 26. He's suffering from leukemia and needs white blood cell donors to come forward. His family wants to thank donors who showed up today, but many more are still needed. They urge you to call MD Anderson at 713-792-7777 to help save his life. But first, against the odds, a family is winning the fight against cancer, and they say it was Fox 26 viewers who made it possible. Good evening, everyone. I'm Melissa Wilson.
And I'm Mike Barajas. Melinda Spalding is live in the Texas Medical Center with the latest on the story you saw first on Fox. Melinda?
Well, Mike and Melissa, ever wonder what you could do to help someone who's desperately in need? Well, just follow the lead of some Fox 26 viewers who gave a young man a chance at a life-saving transplant. Wesley Dunchof and his mom hadn't really formed an opinion of Houstonians when they first arrived in February for a shot at a bone marrow transplant. But after seeing the dozens of people who lined up to help save his life, they say they're amazed.
People here have actually given him a second chance of life.
If it wouldn't have been for these white blood cell donors, then I probably would have died.
Wesley had a donor for his bone marrow transplant. The problem, he couldn't get the transplant until he had enough white blood cells to help him recover from pneumonia. Well, that's until Fox 26 viewers came to the rescue. Wesley was first introduced to Houston in a story on our air a couple of weeks ago. Soon the phones were ringing in our newsroom and generous viewers were lining up to donate their blood cells.
The next day, the response was so tremendous that they had to have someone at MD Anderson's lab just to answer the phone.
And without those white blood cells, Wesley wouldn't be preparing for his now life-saving transplant.
That means I'd be on more chemo and more suffering for longer. And it was a good chance that I wouldn't survive if I didn't.
Now, Wesley is expected to have his transplant on June 9th at MD Anderson's Cancer Center, but he still needs help in his recovery. He needs red blood cells and platelets, and if you'd like to donate, you can do that at MD Anderson's blood bank in Wesley Dunchof's name. Reporting live in the Medical Center, Melinda Spalding, Fox 26 News.
Our Fox 26 viewers are invited to join a surprise candlelight vigil tomorrow night for a young man you helped. Wesley Dunchof and his family want to thank our viewers for rolling up their sleeves and giving him white blood cells during his battle against leukemia. He's now strong enough for a bone marrow transplant thanks to you. It takes place tomorrow. Then his surprise vigil is at 8:45 at the Alkek main entrance of MD Anderson tomorrow night.
Well, a young man is getting his life-saving bone marrow transplant tonight at Houston's MD Anderson Cancer Center, thanks to you, our generous viewers.
18-year-old Wesley Dunchof was in need of white blood cells, and Fox 26 viewers rolled up their sleeves to donate. Wesley is finally getting his bone marrow transplant tonight. What Wesley didn't know is that dozens are outside below his window for a candlelight vigil right now. There's a live look. And he's celebrating, and they're celebrating his bone marrow transplant and praying for a miracle that it will spare his life. Lakewood Church joined forces for the vigil, and I understand Wesley's been looking out at the crowd, waving to everyone. You can see him in his room right there. I believe that's his mother and family members, and none other than Wesley himself joined us on the phone right now. Hi, Wesley. Is your treatment underway right now?
Yeah, it's infusing right now. It's basically like a blood transfusion, but yeah, it's going good. It's dripping nicely, and everything's going good.
Well, you're so brave to talk to us during that procedure, and we're so very happy for you. What do you think about your surprise vigil?
I'm just shocked. That's just touching. I mean, I can't thank the people of Houston enough for what they've done for me. I mean, by giving white cells and giving red blood cells and giving platelets. I mean, it's amazing what people will do for you.
When I first met you, Wesley, you gave me a mustard seed, and I still have that. Tell me what significance that tiny seed means to you.
Well, when I first got diagnosed, they gave me, one of my mom's coworkers gave me a mustard seed in a little glass marble, and so I went and I got a check from Magic Moments of Alabama, which is a donation thing. And so I decided that I wanted to buy mustard seeds and hand them out to people. And it's basically, it reminds me of the Bible verse, that if you ask, God to, you have the faith of a grain of mustard seed, that God can move a mountain. So I keep that, and I just keep remembering that God's going to move this mountain out of my life.
Well, you keep up that faith, Wesley. We just wish you all the very best. Enjoy looking down at your vigil. We hope you recover very quickly.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, that was Wesley Dunchof on the phone live in his room at MD Anderson while he is undergoing his bone marrow transplant.
He has an amazing story, and his voice sounds strong. So
we're so proud of him.
Got to keep the faith.
You keep it up, Wesley.